This is Drop Tent Media Network.
High IQ basketball with Brian Isley and Raymond Byrd. What's going on, bro?
I'm gonna go for like a quadruple double.
Welcome everyone to season 2 of High IQ Basketball. I'm Brian Isley. That's Raymond Byrd. Neil is always on the boards. I'm happy to be back, man. How about you, Ray?
Definitely happy to be back.
Hey, Neil, what's going on, man?
Hey, man, chilling. How are you?
I'm good, man. Listen, this season has started off with a bang. But for you new subscribers, subscribe to our YouTube channel, by the way, for the new subscribers, for the people who have been rocking with us for the last 2 years. We thank you. We appreciate you. But for you new guys, this is how we do it. We do 4 quarters. We treat it like a game. 4 quarters, 4 topics, and we have an OT. But it's not overtime. It's off topic where we discuss a non-related basketball issue. And quarter number 1, we're going to start with the Eastern Conference, man. I want Ray's thoughts on who are the contenders, who are the pretenders. With all the injuries that's going on in the Eastern Conference, you got Tyrese Halliburton out with an Achilles injury. You got Jason Tatum out with an Achilles injury. And the Sixers ain't never going to be shit. So, Ray, I need your take on the Eastern Conference, and I'm going to follow up your take with my take, and we see if they align.
Well, I guess it's a golden opportunity for the obvious team, New York. You know what I mean? I guess that's the NBA's dream to get the Knicks back in the finals. And I look like the healthiest team left, you know, out of everybody who was contenders last year. Mm-hmm. So I think this is a golden opportunity for them to get to the finals this year. I know you said you led off with the Sixers being the Sixers, but
right.
They got a ton of talent. You know what I mean? With the kid they just drafted, I forget his name, they call him VJ, whatever. He can really play. Like, surprise. Like, he might be the steal of last year's draft. And if he is what he looked like to be in that first game next to Maxey, if you can get anything out of Paul George, if Embiid can get into some kind of not close to what he was, because we can't expect him to be that. But if he can be formidable in the paint, they got a ton of talent. They still got McClain coming back off the injury. This is the kid who was up for, he probably would have won Rookie of the Year last year if he had stayed healthy. And worst case scenario is you get rid of all that dead weight and you score with this young movement they got. But I think the Knicks are clear-cut favorites. I really don't see any other team. I mean, Cleveland, I just don't believe in them. They got talent, but I just don't. They missing something.
Can I stop you right there?
Yes.
Why? Why don't you believe in them? Is it because of the conversation?
They win the game. They won the 60. What they won 68 games, 66 games last year, and they got knocked out in the second round by the Knicks.
Yes,
a team that they swept during the regular season.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the year before, when they first got Donovan, they were number 1 seed. Got knocked out in the second round again. Like, I just don't believe that they have. I don't think Donovan Mitchell can be the best player on the team that's going to the NBA Finals.
So you sticking with your original thought that we had 2 years ago about the Cavs having everything at every position, but it's still not being enough because they're never the best at any one position at any given time.
It's hard to win with a guy under 6'5" as your best player. It's an anomaly. You got Isaiah and you got Steph.
And you got Wade.
And Wade. But I mean, is Wade 6'5"? Is he 6'3"? But Wade's off guard. You know what I mean? So I you're right.
Yeah.
I guess I wouldn't think of Wade in that conversation.
Because he was so athletic. Right. It trumped his height.
But usually Donovan Mitchell is a smaller guard. He can play. He gets buckets and he plays well in the playoffs. So it's not like a guy who doesn't perform when the lights is on. It's just, like I said, it's Steph and Isaiah. Outside of that, it doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. So I just don't believe in him.
Do you think that Donovan Mitchell is a top 20 player in the NBA?
I guess you could say, yeah. I mean,
do you think that I love him. I just don't see it. Like, there's always a better player on the other side of the floor.
I seen him get 50 balls in the playoffs. I seen him.
Yeah, I've seen that
in
too.
The playoffs, 7-game series against Denver, and him drop multiple 50-point games in that series.
On paper, is he ever the best player on the floor going into a series or going into any game?
I would say All right, so they say they matched up with New York Knicks, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a conversation, right? It would be him or Brunson, right?
Right now is Brunson.
But that would be a conversation.
It will be a conversation, and the conversation will conclude with, yo, we putting Jalen Brunson in MVP talks right now. We're not putting Donovan Mitchell in any kind of MVP talks
Here's
right
a
now.
conversation. Or if you comparing those two guys, what has Brunson done that Mitchell hasn't done? Nothing. Same guy.
Agreed. I think the hype machine is behind Jalen Brunson because they are favored to go to the NBA Finals. It is New York. The NBA is salivating for the Knicks to get back to the Finals. So there's a push behind it. And Jalen Brunson can hoop.
Facts. No question. And I think, like you said, Cleveland guy has everything. They have no excuse.
Mm-hmm.
Talent-wise, they have everything you could possibly ask for. And they're not going to the finals. It's going to probably, I would, if I had to bet, I would go New York. Dark horse, things go their way. Sixers, I think, could be in that conversation.
Let me ask you a question. We talked about New York. We talked about Cleveland. We're on the fence with the Sixers, but I mean, given that track record, who wouldn't be? Who's the sleeper in the East? I'm going to tell you mine first, and you go ahead and counter. I think my sleeper is Orlando.
I was going to say the same thing.
Well, they got
say the same thing. They got a lot of time, and I love Paolo. He a Dookie, so I'm a Duke fan, and
right,
he really the real deal. They got a lot of talent, and they went out and got Bane. If I can't go with them, I would go Milwaukee because of Giannis. Because I think Giannis is going to will them to 50 games where they're going to win. They're going to be in that 4 or 5 series. And who wants to see Giannis in a 7-game series?
I think so too.
And if something could fall in their lap, you know what I mean, in regards to a minor trade or someone forces them with buyout, who knows what they could look like. Their roster right now, some of the guys, I don't even know who they are. Their starting point guard, I don't know who the kid is. I know Cole Anthony coming off the bench, but their starting point guard, I don't know who they are. You know what I mean? They got some question marks on their roster.
I'm surprised with Cole Anthony coming off the bench. I didn't think that was going to be the move.
I thought he was going to start too. Because the guy they got starting, like I said, I don't know who the guy is.
But to your point, Giannis is so good that he could turn the tide in a series. And like you say, he could put them on the back and get 50 wins. I seen Giannis, what was the last game? 30 and 20?
30 and 20. They were 2-0.
Come on, man.
Listen, I don't think they could beat the elite teams. But Giannis, you tell me Giannis is a 4 seed and he got to see New York in the second round.
He's the best player on the floor.
He's the best player on the floor, and ball bounce his way. You get to a game 7. Who knows what could happen?
What's Kyle Kuzma's role in all of that?
Kuzma's poop juice. Kuzma he was supposed to be a key acquisition for them last year.
He can't be a 2? He can't be the number 2?
Absolutely not. Absolutely. Kuzma's a role player. That's definitely not a 2.
Wow. I think there's enough talent
for him to be a 2. If you're competing, Kuzma is a stretch 4 who shoots the tray ball when open. You're not putting the ball in his hand to go get 2. I'm putting the ball in your hands. I need you to go get buckets. I can't trust you and to be efficient at doing that.
Wait a minute. I seen him do that.
I'm not saying he can't do it. I can go in the gym and there was times where I hit 30-footers. That's not a recipe for success for a team I'm going to be on. You know what I mean?
It was when we was really cooking. That's beside the point. I've seen Kuzma get busy. Listen, is he a better 3? Absolutely. I think he was made for that. But given the circumstances, why not step up and shine?
I don't think he's a 3. I think he's more like he's a role player. I don't even think I don't want him to have a role where I need to depend on that. You don't
think he was the 3 when the Lakers won a championship in the bubble?
No, I think that third role, I remember all year the whole thing was who's going to be the third guy because it kind of flip-flopped between a number of guys. One game could be Danny Green, another game. It just depends on who was making shots that particular day.
It was him. That's why they kept him when they traded B.I.
I think they kept him because he supposedly fit better because he was more of a catch and shoot. B.I. needed the basketball. That don't fit next to Brian.
Yeah, because B.I. is not going to he's not going to be accepting to a 3 role.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why I say Kuzma is a better fit for a 3 anywhere. But in this particular situation, is Giannis clearly at the top as the number 1 option, second, third option, end all be all. But somebody's got to fill that second slot. Middleton ain't there no more.
Talent-wise, it's probably Porter.
Okay.
Porter can really play. I mean, I don't know where he at head-wise, but he can really hoop. Talent-wise, it's him. But I think 2, 3 for them is by committee. It might be Turner. You know what I mean? Turner making shots. It'll be Turner.
Yeah.
I don't think they have elite talent around Giannis. They got role players around Giannis. And the 2, 3 is going to be filled by who's making shots that particular day.
I think we need to go back and rewind some tape. Because I think we got you on record saying Milwaukee was going to be a problem with Dame.
I think everybody thought that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everybody thought that was the perfect marriage, right?
Everybody except me.
I'm just saying that looked like the perfect marriage. Like Middleton worked so well with Giannis is because Middleton could do everything that Giannis couldn't do at the end of games. And Dame was known for being clutch. And so he was going to fill that role, and Middleton was still there. Like, that looked like the perfect marriage between 2 guys chasing the championship, a guy who ain't got one and a guy still trying to, evolve and get more. That looked like the perfect situation.
I think people see superstar team-ups and just automatically assume that it's going to work, when more times than not, it doesn't. The ones that do work, that's few and far between. It don't always necessarily work. I think we need to get out of that mind frame. Like,
right.
No, it's 2 superstars together. Oh, this is going to work. Nah, it's not always the case. Final word, Eastern Conference. Who's representing the Eastern Conference in the finals?
New York Knicks.
I agree. We're heading into quarter number 2. We're going to go from the East to the West. Same question, man. This is going to be a little bit tougher because the West is super crazy stacked. But I'll let you go ahead and give your thoughts on that.
Completely different conversation where you're talking about. It's a ton of teams over there. It's going to be teams with championship aspirations that's going home in the second round in the Western Conference.
Houston's one of them.
Houston, their glaring hole, you don't have a 1. You don't have a point guard, and you can have all the talent you want. If you ain't got nobody who can distribute the basketball to get you into an offense, to figure out who's supposed to get shots, especially at the end of games. Like, first 2 losses, it's at the end of games where they can't figure out where to get their shots from. So that's going to be an issue for them all year. Reminds me of what they had in Phoenix, where they got the talent, they got the scoring power, but they ain't got nobody to direct the ship.
But will their size be their saving grace?
I don't think so.
They just put out the biggest lineup in NBA history.
That's cute. That's cute, but they need a 1 bad. If they don't go get one, that's going to be a hole for them all year. They could use Chris Paul would be perfect for them.
Yeah, he would be.
There's somebody to direct the offense. But OKC, obviously they're going to be right there. They're nothing's changed for them. And they believe, and they climbed the mountain last year, so you know what that brings.
Everything.
I think the Lakers is going to be. I love what I'm seeing out of Luka. And if Brian is still an all-league caliber player when he comes back, that's going to be a nice dynamic, because I think the Lakers are going to be buyers when that time to make a move, go grab somebody. They're going to be buyers, and they're going to do something to improve their roster. They still need a little bit more on the perimeter-wise, athleticism-wise.
Right.
There's so many teams, man. So if I had to pick somebody, I'm going to have to go with the defending champions. But there's so many teams in the West. It's loaded.
Is there even a sleeper in the West?
Who can't go?
I was going to say
didn't even say Golden State. I think Golden State I think they believe they got a legit chance. And when Draymond and them believe they can get hardware, they tough to deal with.
And that's fine in the belief of it. But, let's be aware of the fact that they are 3 years removed from their last championship, and it's a different roster. But you do have that belief factor in Jimmy Butler, even though he's won nothing. You can't tell him he ain't going to win a championship. He's got the same mindset, so the mindset fits. My only concern with Golden State, and it's a big concern because I just brought up the size factor, and with Houston, Golden State might be the smallest team in the league.
I think size only matters against one team, and that's Denver. Outside of Denver, like, nobody has a big that you have to worry about. You know what I mean?
I'm not even talking about a big as far as a superstar big. I'm talking about a big as far as you can clean a glass, you hold your opposition to one possession, and you protect the paint.
I don't think that's going to be an issue for them. I think once they play their style of basketball where Draymond's at the 5, for most teams that's going to force you to downsize. And I don't believe, and Draymond brings everything that he's not a great shot blocker. He's not an incredible rebounder. But when you need him to be those things, he is that. And I don't think they're going to have issues being with size. I don't think size is going to be their issue. I think they're going to be in the middle of everything.
You know how I feel about Draymond as a defender. We had that discussion. You thought I was tripping. But I think, listen, I'm going to be on record saying this. I think Draymond is probably top 2 greatest perimeter defender of all time.
Absolutely not.
Listen, that's another topic for another day.
Right. Absolutely not.
What are your thoughts? Oh, you mentioned the Lakers briefly, and there's a lot of ifs and maybes and could be's associated with that roster. My favorite team, by the way, as you can see. Defensively, do you think there's going to be an improvement from Luka on that end of the floor?
Look at the end of Golden State game, right? He's killing 43 points. Go watch the last 5 minutes of that game. Luka was in every action defensively.
Because they hunting him.
They hunting him, and if he ain't Luka, you're pulling him off the floor. So I don't think he's ever going to be a good defender. He's just so incredibly offensively that maybe it offsets it. You know, maybe he hits those shots down the stretch that, the missed assignments and him getting cooked on defense doesn't matter. But he's still not a great. I think he's more of a willing defender, which is the most you can ask from him. But I don't think he's ever going to be a non-lie. He's always going to be a liability.
Do you consider a player to be the best in the league if they have a huge deficiency on one end of the floor?
I think that's, with the exception of a couple players, that's what it is. Joker has been known as a liability on the defensive end. He's an MVP candidate every year. You know what I mean? I don't think that
we've seen improvement from Joker on the defensive end,
but he's still you play goals, he still could be a liability.
So with that said, how come Giannis isn't considered the best player in the league? Because he's a top 5 scorer. You can't stop him from scoring.
I think he has holes in his game.
And he's a top 5 defender. Maybe he's always in contention for MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. And I think Wemby's going to be into that category very soon. And we'll talk about him later on in quarter 3. My sleeper might be San Antonio, bro. They got young talent. They appear to be super confident. And Wemby is him.
Wemby is him, but we ain't seen him with no lights on, so I'm not crowning him until I see.
We're only 2 games in, right?
I'm not crowning him until I see what that look like with the lights is on. It's a regular season. A lot of people get busy in the regular season. They good. They got a good team, a good young team, but the West is so loaded. It wouldn't surprise me if they got knocked out in the first round.
What do you think about the Pelicans?
Poop.
Did you watch the game last night?
I seen that they lost to San Antonio.
Yeah, they did lose to San Antonio. It was a great game.
I don't think they got enough talent to compete in the Western Conference. I think they're playing a team at best.
Is that going to be your new word now, poop?
I'm calling how
that's going to be your word for season 2. If a team is trash,
I got to be clean for the airwaves. I ain't going to say that crazy.
Yeah, because we got sponsors. OKC, defending NBA champions, a year older, a year wiser, a year better. Repeat or no?
I think they could repeat. I think they're the favorites, but I'm not I don't think nobody is like, usually when you got a champion, right? There's a sense of like, oh shit, respect and fear. I don't think they get that. Yeah, I think they're because I don't. They don't come off as that team to me. Like, and as good as Shea is, if I'm Ant or I'm Luka or I'm one of them, I feel like I'm better than him.
Or Wemby.
You know what I mean? Or Joker. Like, I don't think that they induce that kind of fear in anybody. Like when LeBron was winning or Kobe was winning, they had him. And not to say that SGA ain't him. Like he just MVP, scoring title, finals MVP. He just did some big boy stuff last year.
He most certainly did.
But I don't think any of those guys, I think Ant is on record saying that, he can't fuck with me. Like, you know what I mean? He can't do nothing with me. Y'all got a great team. You can't do nothing with me.
I'm with him on that. Matter of fact, I got held to the fire on that last year. Because the emergence of Ant and I was like, yo, Ant the best young boy out of all of them.
He gotta prove it.
He gotta prove it. Oh man, so
I think they could repeat. They got a great team.
Doesn't that evoke some kind of fear?
I don't think teams are scared of them. I think they're a good team, and I think they're going to be right in the mix on who has the opportunity to represent the West.
And even if it doesn't evoke any kind of fear to anybody, you ain't gotta be scared to get your ass whipped.
Facts. I just think in regards to a defending champion bringing back their entire roster, usually that would be the overwhelming favorite. Like people they're ready to gloss over them. They're ready to anoint Houston. They're ready to anoint these Denver revamped roster. They're ready to anoint these other teams overlook them. I don't think that they are that kind of squad where you like.
Why? It's a small market team. Even with the championship, it's still Oklahoma City. It's still a small market team. And it's not going to be sexy. It's a middle of the...
It was sexy when Russ and them was there.
Because they were superstars.
Right. And I don't think, as good as SGA is, like, I don't think those other guys look at him like, yo, I'm better than you.
Western Conference, who's representing in the NBA Finals?
Lakers. I said all that to say the Lakers, right?
We're headed into halftime on that note. This is High IQ Basketball with Brian Isley and Raymond Byrd. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody. This is Brian Isley, comedian extraordinaire, asking you guys to download Logo, the Isley album, and Uno, the One Take album. I have 3 albums. They're all on Spotify. They're all on iTunes. They're all on Tidal. Streaming well right now, but I need more support. I need you guys to go and download these albums, man. Download Logo, Laugh Forget Offended. Download the Isley album and download Uno, the One Take album. And they are available where you stream all your music. They're hilarious because I made them. So download these albums today and get your laugh on. And we are back. This is High IQ Basketball with Brian Isley and Raymond Byrd. We're heading into quarter 3, and quarter 3 is the emergence of Victor Wembanyama. Is he on pace to becoming the best player in the league right now?
You got to be a full body of work. Like that first game, don't get me wrong, he left a nice impression on what this can look like. But I need to see the full 82.
Can I give you a little recap first?
Go ahead.
Game 1, 45 points, 10 rebounds, 0 turnovers. Game 2, I believe it was 29 points, 9 blocks, 0 turnovers.
9 blocks is crazy. 9 blocks.
0 turnovers, bro.
I think that he's definitely going to be in that conversation because I think defensively, he affects the game like few ever have. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like not just with you get the statistical aspect of it where you say the 9 blocks, but he is deterring people from even coming into the paint sometimes. Mm-hmm. And this is a guy who is very perimeter oriented, you know what I mean, in regard to his game. Not so much this year. I think they convinced him to play closer around to the basket, but he likes to bring the ball up and all that stuff. So for him to have that impact on you even thinking about coming to the paint is crazy. I need to see the full body of work. I need to see a full 82. Can you stay healthy? Can you elevate your team to that? At this point, y'all haven't even made the playoffs yet. You know what I mean? So I need to see you be able to elevate the Spurs to be in a playoff team. And let me see what you do when the lights is on. Once he completes that, the talent is undeniable. Like
everything that you wanted from them last year or the year before is right there. You got Wemby in his third year. You got a cast of talented players surrounding him, and Pop is no longer there. You didn't believe Pop could take him to the promised land. You thought Pop's tenure should have been done, and it is. So with everything in place the way you wanted to, what do you think is going to happen with the Spurs this year?
I think best case scenario is they're a 4 or 5 seed. They win a first round series, get to the second round, give somebody a dogfight. Wemby looks like him that entire series, and they go from there. I don't think they're a threat to get to the finals or anything like that quite yet. But I would like to see them win a playoff series, give somebody hell in the second round. Wemby look like the best player on the floor in that series, and go from there.
I think first of all we owe an apology to Nick Lawson.
Yeah, in fact, Nick been calling this from day one.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before, ever. The one sequence that just sticks out in my mind, and I just think about it randomly, is the block on Lively's hook shot, the rebound, he didn't get the rebound, but he got the outlet, pushed it up the floor, clear out, cross, behind the back, step back, tray ball, and one. I said, Jesus Christ. That's not supposed to happen. You're 7'5". You're not supposed to be doing stuff like that.
Right.
That's ridiculous. I think he's the way we looked at KD and Giannis being anomalies, like, yo, guys this tall shouldn't be handling the ball like this, doing this stuff from one end of the floor to the other end of the floor. I think he is those two, plus another, 6 inches.
I think that Windhurst had brought up, he was saying, like, he was in contact with some of Wemby's coaches early on in his career, and they said they was always trying to, get him to play close around the basket. Everything was always wanted to be on the perimeter because he was so, I guess, he wanted to be known as a great basketball player, not I'm 7'6" or I'm 7'5". They say he hates when people talk about his size first. And they put up his stats from last year. They said, you know how many games Wemby had where he shot, I think game 1, I think he shot 3 tray balls, right? And they said, how many games he shot less than 5 last year? They said it was like 1. One game all last year, and he didn't play the full season, but it was one game all last year that he was averaging 9 tray balls a game. That was his attempts. Wow. And they said you were negating the fact that you're 7'5" or 7'4" or whatever you are. You're taking it the further you away from the basket, it negates the huge advantage that you have. You know what I mean? And they said this year it's only been a small sample size, but 70% of his shots have been in the paint. So they said he's got it. And he said most guys, it takes them year 5, 6, 7 before they realize, like, oh, this is how I need to play. He's figured that out in year 3, and he said it's going to be scary.
It took him that long, and he still don't do it.
Yeah, he still wants to shoot fadeaway jumpers and all that. Listen, it's scary just because the combination of what he can do on the offensive end and what he can do on defense. He's going to be one of those rare players where he could have a bad offensive game where shots ain't falling for him, but his impact on the defense is still going to have an effect on who wins the game.
Yeah, like you said, it's not even about the 9 block shots, which is incredible. It's about, and it's not going to go on the box score, how many shots they passed up because they saw him.
Shots you turned around and kicked it out for a contested tray ball or something.
Right. His presence in the paint, his being the anchor of that defense, It's going to be special, man. That's going to be really, really, really special. Do you think they need another superstar next to him?
I would let they got young talent.
It could be
without
Harper. Committee.
They got Vassell. I would let these guys develop. You know, I mean, everybody's not going to develop as quickly as him, right? But
What do you think about Harper?
Year one. He came off the bench 15 points. He a rookie. He can play. Like, this is a kid who was, the one player in the country coming out of high school. Like, what I mean? I would give these guys a chance before I start to meddle around with the roster and try to add stuff to it. Because do you know what you need next to Wemby yet? You don't know. You know what I mean? I would let this team grow before I start to try to add anything significant to it.
Yeah, they're all young. Let's put it. Let's see if this works.
You'll see as you go through your grind. You come up short. You lose here and there. You'll see what you need.
You always say assuming health. Assuming Wemby plays the bulk of the season, not all 82, because that's rare. Nobody plays all 82 anymore. Let's say he plays 65 to 70 games this season. You think he's first team all NBA?
I think he's defensive player of the year. I think he's in MVP conversation. He's definitely all NBA. First team. Wow. First team, like, you talking about a guy who's going to be up for MVP. I think he's definitely going to win defensive player of the year.
Definitely.
They wanted to give it to him last year. I think he finished second last year. Well, he didn't finish second last year. He played enough games. But up until he got hurt, he was by far going away the leading candidate for the award. So if he plays the 65 games that are required to win the award, he's getting defensive player of the year. And he's going to be he's going to average the 25 to 30 points a game, so he's going to be in the MVP talks.
I think Giannis going to be right there too on both sides.
I agree. I just think Wemby, defensively, his impact is far greater than anybody in the league. He's getting stamped at. If you got some bread, throw it on him getting defensive player of the year.
There's bets for stuff like that?
Yeah. There's bets for stuff like that. Yeah, but he's definitely.
I don't know if you know this, but I just got on FanDuel, so I've been.
Oh no!
Yeah, he said, "Oh no!" Right?
Oh boy!
It's small bets.
Yeah. That's how it starts.
Neil, that's how it starts, right?
Somebody said once you win a parlay, it's downhill from there.
Listen, Neil, then he got you in the corner pitching pennies.
Yeah. I done turned into Mike. I'm doing interviews with shades on and shit. I ain't got a problem. I ain't got no guy. I just like to do it. Yeah. Oh wow. I didn't know it was bets for stuff like that.
Yeah. Wemby's first team all league this year. Book it.
When can I book it? Is there a certain time I can?
No, you can do it right now. It's best to do it. It's best to do it at the beginning of the season before people start to trend towards those type of things.
Right. Okay. Duly noted. I will do that. I agree with you. Best case scenario, so 4 or 5 seed. I believe if they get a 4 seed and they got a home court in the first round, I think it's going to be a problem. Because I think they're going to win that first round series, and the confidence is going to be building, and momentum is going to be building. And I'll be all but sure that Wemby is going to be in those talks for MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. So if they're rolling like that, I think best case scenario, we could see them in the Western Conference Finals.
I think what would make them scary is if all that is happening, right? He's up for Defensive Player. He's played 65, 70 games. He's in MVP talks. He's probably going to be that key ingredient when you talk about winning the playoff series. They're going to have the best player on the floor. And that's always scary. That's always scary. That's usually the thing that decides series. That would be interesting because, if you're a 4 seed, your 1 seed is probably OKC. And then you get back into that Chet Wemby combo. And Wemby's going crazy on that because he feels like that's a disrespect to me to even put this guy in that conversation.
You know what? It is. It is. At first, I didn't think so. At first, I thought it was closer than what it's not.
It's not close at all.
It's not, and that's not a knock on Chet. I think Chet is a great talent. I think Chet is a great fit for what they do. And offensively, Chet has improved. I know they're only 2 games in, but I've seen Chet add some things to his game. But nah.
I think, but you also got to consider 2 different roles.
Yes.
Yeah, Chet is on a team with the Finals MVP of the league.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, his freedom and what he can do on a team that is championship aspirations versus Wemby coming onto a team that was a lottery team. You know what I mean? Two different situations, 2 different asks.
Right.
We asking you to be the face of the franchise from day one. Mm-hmm. And I don't think Chet was built that way anyway. Mm-hmm. So I don't think he could do what Wemby is doing. Mm-hmm. But, I don't want to look at it and say it's so far-fetched because of the numbers, because the roles are completely different.
Right. Wemby, we are on board now. Don't make us look stupid. We had it in a quarter number 4. I got this news from Ray while we were out handling business, and he just hits me and was like, "Hey man, you see Chauncey got arrested?" And I'm like, that can't be true. Right. You didn't even think it was true at first. We did our research, and saw that it was correct. Chauncey Billups arrested by the FBI for illegal gambling. Apparently, there were these elaborate schemes during these poker games where they had X-ray tables that could see the cards while they're facing down. All kinds of stuff was going on, and apparently allegedly these games were held by members of the mafia.
Hey, yo, you remember when I first said it to you, right? Mm-hmm. And you was like, yeah, let's look it up. It's poker games. I was like, oh man, I thought it had something to do with the league.
You were disappointed.
I was like, oh man, he good.
He good. He ain't good.
Nah, they said he had his peoples at the game. It's like, yo, it's like me tapping, hey, come to this poker game. I got some big names that's gonna be there. And you find out I'm in here with X-ray glasses on, and the games was rigged from the top. Could you imagine the people that allegedly that Chauncey invited to these games that came, because I'm cool with you. You my guy. You said this is safe. This is cool. I can come get this money. And you find out Jones was rigged. I done lost thousands of dollars betting at these games. You know what I mean?
I think there might be personal lawsuits attached to the federal situation, because if I walked into a poker game and I walked out with less money, and then I find out these poker games were rigged and not in my favor, I'm going to talk to my lawyer about this.
Right. Oh, with Brown? What's his little his brand?
Clutch,
right? Somebody sent me Chauncey had a Clutch hoodie on. I was like, yo, don't attach that to my man.
That's crazy.
Last thing we
right?
need is y'all trying to throw my man under the bus because he got Clutch gear on.
Right. Yeah. They said when he was walking out with the Clutch stuff on, they said he was like Dave Chappelle in Blue Street. It's like, if y'all don't help me out, I'm telling. I'm telling on all y'all.
But here's the other part. You see the Damon Jones aspect of it, right? Where they got him down. Like Damon Jones and what's the other kid? Terry Rozier. Terry Rozier part looked crazy because when you look back at some of his ball games, it looked funny.
Looked like blue chips.
It looked funny where he was doing small little. It's crazy that the FBI was looking at stuff like that.
At games,
like, yo,
right?
We looking at games to see different type of energy out there. All of a sudden, the game's over and you race down the court to go get a last second layup where it didn't matter, but you did it. Oh, that's a red flag. Like, yo, something funny probably. Let's flag his phone, see what he got going on. Mm. That's crazy that they looking at it to that extent.
That's crazy. Did you see what the FBI director said about what Stephen A. Smith said?
Said it was one of the most idiotic things. What's your boy Dress? What's your boy Dress always say? Spoken like a true idiot.
Spoken like a true idiot. So for those that don't know, Stephen A. has taken this FBI investigation, all these arrests, as a sign that Trump is coming for people. that Trump ain't messing around. Trump is about to attack the NBA and everyone involved and so on and so forth. And the FBI director said that's one of the dumbest things I ever heard in my life.
We arrest criminals.
We arrest people for crimes.
What are you talking about? Listen, though, it's 2025. I wouldn't put it past, you know what I mean? Trump for sure. Hey, yo, y'all didn't follow instructions. And you know what I mean? This is what I got. This is how I'm going to get back at y'all. He seemed like the type dude that be on that tight time. So who knows? But
that's a little far-fetched. But like you said, anything is possible in this day and age.
Right.
I don't believe that to be true right now. Of course, I would need to see further evidence to the point. I don't know where Stephen A. Smith is coming from with that. The only thing I can come up with is that, all right, we know Stephen A. Smith has aspirations to run for president maybe as early as 2028. So maybe this is a shot. And Trump has been jokingly expressing the fact that he may try to finagle his way into a third term in 2028. So it aligns that way.
Right.
But, that's just me trying to fit puzzle pieces everywhere. Right. So I don't think that to be the case. I don't think this is a Trump thing. I think this is a Ray Gibson, Wilson Hancock thing where cats is getting played at the poker table.
Yo, it's crazy. Like, yo, I mean, like you said, when you addicted to something, you addicted to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, yo, y'all millionaires. Like, yo, millionaires 5-10 times over, and y'all still out here doing this kind of stuff. It's crazy. Like, Chauncey, like, if it's true, it's like, why?
Why?
Yo,
and
you in the league numbers. Still. You still getting bread.
You still getting millions of dollars. I seen the bread for these one transaction was they wired him $50K.
What is that doing for you? You an NBA coach. You making $5 to $10 million a year, like on top of already made $100 million as a player. Like, yeah, but you never.
That's not even a game check,
right?
I don't like you said. The addiction trumps everything. It doesn't matter how much money you got.
The other part was like you see where they were saying in regard to like Damon Jones, where guys where you got relationship with you a former player, so you got relationship with current players, and you're just getting information. Yeah, you don't feel well? You gonna be out this game? Yo, what about AD? Mm-hmm. Oh, him? Oh, all right. You think you just rapping with your mans, and lo and behold, he taking that information to get bread off of it.
Specifically Bron.
Right, like that's crazy. But they said it was also with Chauncey sharing information, and that's the other part where he got the NBA aspect of it. Mm-hmm. He got the gambling part, but then he got the NBA aspect where he said he was last year a year where they were tanking for Wemby, where he was sharing information about, yeah, we gonna shut Dame down, or we gonna sit this guy. We trying to position ourselves to get the first pick, and he's sharing that information. So guys is betting off of that information. Like that's crazy.
Listen, man, I don't think they need to go to federal prison or anything like that. Just send them to the minor leagues like they did back in the day.
Send them to you guys
send them to the minor leagues like the league did Mike.
Make them play baseball.
Make them play baseball for a year and a half. Come back when everybody forgot about it. And do your thing again.
We got social media now. I don't know.
We got social media now, so it's not happening. Mike lucky, bro.
Mike lucky. Like I said, B, we was talking the other. If Mike's stuff was out there, like could you imagine with all the social media and all that stuff, you couldn't hide that kind of stuff. You would have to deal with that stuff. I'm surprised they don't be unearthing all that stuff.
The thing is, newspaper circulation only goes but so far. We had TV, but it was on, the NBA was only on what? NBC at the time, stuff like that. So like that wasn't really, really like all day, every day. And ESPN was there, but it's not what it is today. So you didn't get 24/7 coverage and news and updates popping up. But we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have social media. We didn't have none of that. So then we didn't get up to the minute updates on stuff like that. You heard the news and you may have read a clip in the paper or something like that. If you did read the paper, and then it would go away. It don't go away now. It takes a lot for it to go away.
Not if they don't want it to go away.
Not if they don't want it to go away. So in Mike's case, he's very fortunate that he played when he played, because there's a lot of stuff that happened that would not have went away.
Right. Making it like, yeah, I was tired of hooping. As much as you say you love hooping, you got a love of the game clause in your contract, but you just step away to go play. Yeah, okay.
It's crazy. It's crazy,
okay.
Right? How you piece stuff together. Like, yo, he literally said, I'm just tired of all this. I need to step away. I'm super tired of it. And then just recently, he did that segment with Mike Tirico saying, I wish I could take a magic pill. I'll play right now.
You at North Carolina hooping with current NBA players. You know what I mean? Like, come on, you wanted to hoop, bro. You was dirty.
You was when you was filming Space Jam, you had a clause in your contract there where they had to make a basketball court on the studio, and you could play pickup games with NBA players in between filming. So we know you love to hoop. So for you to just step away like that, especially the first time is just really, really egregious. Like, you step away at the age of 30, y'all just three-peated. Y'all the first team to three-peat since the Boston Celtics in the 60s. Nobody did that in 30 years. And you mean to tell me you don't want to run that back?
You don't want to run that back? Scotty, give us the real story.
Hey,
give
Scotty
us the real story.
Scotty will more
Scotty
than
must
likely,
not know.
Yeah.
Scotty would have already gave it out, because Scotty must not know.
Nah, Scotty said that Mike bought him I think it was rookie year or his second year, he bought him a set of clubs to take him, because they used to bet on golf too. And Pippen was like, nah, I know what this is. You buy me these gloves so you get these clubs so you can take my money. I'm not doing that. And he refused, and he said their relationship was strained from then on.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because he wouldn't rock with him. Like, I'm not doing that. You're not taking my bread. I ain't making that much to begin with.
And a mob at my door. You feel me? Like, I'm cool, bro.
Hey, yo, you owe the mob. They will get at you. That, when we're heading into the fourth quarter now, and we did have one top.
That was the fourth.
Oh, we're heading into. I'm sorry. Take a point from me. Take a point from me.
3 points. That's crazy.
Listen, we got the new rules, and the quarters go a little bit faster, and I'm adjusting to the new rules as well. So bear with me. We are headed into OT. The OT was supposed to be the versus between Cash Money and No Limit. Cash Money is going to wash them. But we decided to change up and want to talk about the ongoing drama between LeBron James and Stephen A. Smith. I say it's ongoing because Stephen A. is not letting up. He's going on a war tour with Muhammad, my man, talking crazy about LeBron every chance he gets. He was just on the Pivot with Ryan Clark and his guys. He was just on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn with Carmelo Anthony. And Carmelo Anthony is getting a lot of backlash from social media because Carmelo Anthony is part of the Banana Boat. LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, Chris Paul. They're supposed to be the best of friends. And Carmelo Anthony allowed Stephen A. on his platform. And what ensued was Stephen A. essentially dogging out LeBron in front of one of his best friends without that said best friend checking Stephen A. Ray, I know your thoughts, but give our listeners and subscribers your thoughts.
I just like me and B friends, and that's and me. Say me and Neil super close as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got a podcast. I'm not letting B come on the podcast and shit on Neil, And I'm not letting Neil come on the podcast and shit on B. You know what I mean? Like, that's nasty work. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. I know he divulged that they've been cool since 03, right? 03. You told me that. Him and Stephen A are friends, right? Not a new relationship. They are friends. But still, you are also friends with LeBron. So I'm not allowing you to come on. I mean, you can come on my show, right?
Right.
And I can ask you whatever. Like, Stephen A leans into, I'm only talking about it because I'm being asked about it. Well, guess what? I'm not going to ask you about that.
Right.
Because LeBron is my friend as well, right? That's my guy. So I can have you on here and reap the benefits from having somebody as big on you as you on my show. But we can talk about a plethora of other things, right? And it don't have to lead into you shitting on my man. So that's my take. Like, if you really, and I'm pretty sure Melo probably gonna say, yo, I had a conversation with Brian and Brian said it was cool. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you how to be my friend. You know what I mean? If I'm Brian, I'm not gonna tell you how to be my friend. B, you call me and say, yo, I'm gonna have so-and-so on the show. I know they don't like you. I'm gonna make sure it's cool with you. I'm not gonna tell you how to move as my friend. That's up to you. So Brian's probably said, nah, do your thing. Do what's best for you. But you should know better, especially if you one of his stories is, yo, this guy jumped to the water and saved my life. I don't know. I ain't know how I move with somebody.
So you feel it shouldn't even be a conversation beforehand.
I'm not going to, if I'm going to have you on there, I'm going to tell you, yo, these are the rules. We're not talking about that. You're not talking about Brown. We could talk about whatever you want to talk about. I want you on the show. We cool. But you're not going to shit on Brown on my show. It's not even about what Melo didn't say. You know, it's not about him defending Brian. That's not for you to do. We friends. But I'm not going to allow you to, we're not even talking about that.
I'm going a step further. I'm not even having you on the show. Especially given the fact that you were just on the pivot 2 or 3 days prior. So I know what type time you on.
Right.
I know what you were about to lean into. And like, this is my friend. We may have been cool since 2003, but I've known Bron on the AAU circuit. Went back before we even got into high school. This goes back to 99. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Melo's a year older than him, a year ahead of him, but they've been competing since they was kids. They had, and they became friends. They've been friends over half of their life. I know Stephen A and Melo are friends. I know AI and introduced Stephen A to Melo, and they was cool ever since. He's one of the media guys that Melo said he could trust. So I get that. But I know for a fact that Bron and Melo's friendship should trump that. It was before that. I'm not having you on my show because I know I don't need to check your temperature. I know what it is. I've seen what you did on the pivot. So why would I bring that to my platform and jeopardize my friendship when I know what this tour is about? I know it ain't going to be nothing positive. You already said what you had to say on the pivot. You just regurgitated everything you said there. That's a waste of time to me. You ain't going to be on my show doing that.
And I know you using me because I know you know me and Brown's relationship, and you coming on my show to show him that, you know, oh, this is my guy, and I'm gonna come on a show where your guy is there and still shit on you. You know what I mean? So you allowed yourself to be used for nothing. You know what I mean? Because now, if I'm Brian, I'm gonna be cordial with you. We had a friendship. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna OD and make it all crazy.
Oh, right.
But you're not my guy no more.
Now you referring to Melo.
Yeah, you're not my guy no more. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I don't know. I ain't comfortable with that. Him and Wade's relationship with Stephen A. Like, you friends with Stephen A for professional reasons. You know what Stephen A is in the media world, and that's the lane you trying to be in now. So of course you trying to befriend him. But once me and him have on these tight terms, this ain't just, you know, he said something about me basketball wise and I didn't like it, right? This is me. Yo, you talked about me as a father, and I really have an issue with that. You know what I mean? You as my guy, you shouldn't be comfortable with that as well. You know, you over here talking about, well, you know, Bron's my friend, Stephen A's my friend, I'm staying out of it. I'm not asking you to defend me. I'm just saying that shouldn't be your take either.
He shouldn't be neutral.
It shouldn't be neutral. Like, you should be coming out clearly like, yo, Stephen A was wrong. You know what I mean? Sitting over here trying to play the middle of the fence. Well, I see both sides. Ain't no both sides.
Wrong. He was wrong, and he was hypocritical. He was a hypocrite. Because as soon as he said, I'm coming to you as a father, he started putting his daughter on.
And your son. Well,
his nephew.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Stephen A, the professionalism be going out the window. Like, the stuff he said about Serena. What is that doing on First Take?
Mm-hmm.
What is that? What about, I mean, talk about the halftime performance, but your take is, if I was her husband, I would be divorcing her because, like, come on, man, what are you talking about? Like, and then I didn't mean it in any way for him to take it. Like, how is anybody going to take that?
And then this is the part that pissed me off. All right, you said all that. Stand on it when my man check you.
Right.
Because he did check him. Like, you backed off. But you going full speed ahead at Bron. The energy is different, and I don't like that. It's not consistent.
You going full steam ahead at Bron. What are you promoting? You must be promoting something, because it's over. Because you did this already. You went on your podcast tour to give your opinion about Bron, right? You went on First Take. You went on a couple different podcasts to talk your shit. Now we 6-8 months later, and you're doing it again. Yeah,
man, I mean, this is tour number 2. Damn, I forgot about that.
Yeah, he did all this before when it first happened. We reiterating what you've already established. Like, I don't like him. I never, and all that does make you question every basketball take. Even the part about his son, right? You said, I'm just talking basketball. I'm covering your son as a basketball player. But when you come out and say, I don't like you and I never liked you, well, don't that make you question anything he's ever said about him?
Yeah, it makes you question. It makes me question Stephen A's credibility as a media personality, because you just told me that you cannot be impartial.
Right.
Your take is based on your emotion and how you feel about that player personally. So I can't respect you as a media personality because you can't see things cut and dry and down the middle. It's all about how you feel. And sports, facts trump feelings all the time. I can't respect that. You maybe you keep defending yourself saying, I got him number 2. Well, maybe if you didn't hate him, you probably have him number 1.
Think about this, right? I got him number 2, right? When he says that, if you go back and watch Stephen A, when he gives why LeBron is number 2, right? He's number 2. He's a great philanthropist. And
what?
Yo, he'll in small rate and tell you all the great things about LeBron, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then he gonna scream why he's not number 2. He ain't this, he ain't clutch, Mike did this and he couldn't do that. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you say he's number 2, like, yo, how can he be mad? I'm saying he's the second greatest player ever, but in that moment, you'll make being number 2 sound like the worst thing in the world. You know what I mean? Like, he's number 2, but he ain't shit and he can't do this and he can't, you know what I mean?
And as a father,
I would never until I do it, right?
That's crossing the line, bro. That's not sports.
It's not sports at all. Right? And that's where he's going. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't really rock with First Take and all that stuff, because it's almost like reality TV.
It's almost like The View.
Ah, yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? It get a little chatty patty at times. That's why I don't Club Shay Shay. I only watch and listen when there's a sports person on there now. Because if it's anybody outside of that, it get real girly on there.
They be talking about a lot.
It get real spicy on there, bro. I don't like that. I don't like
it's called
that.
nightcap, baby. Night. That's it. You know, the night.
Nah. Nightcap is cool. They be talking about sports and all that stuff. I'm talking about like Club Shay Shay.
Okay.
When he had comedians on there, oh, it get real bad. It get real bad, yo. Like the last one I watched with Paul Pierce, that was cool because they kept his sports and they talk about some of the trials and tribulations that Paul Pierce went through, especially with the stabbing and all that stuff that happened. But outside of that, bro, Shannon be asking some of the most chatty patty questions. I can't get down with that, man. That's not man shit.
Pull your skirt down, baby.
I can't get down with that. And that has been episode 1 of season 2 of High IQ Basketball with Brian Isley and Raymond Byrd. Great show, man.
Great show.
It's good to be back.
Great to be back.
And we look forward to giving y'all more episodes every week throughout the NBA season, man. Subscribe to that YouTube channel, and we'll catch y'all again next episode. Hey, everybody. This is Brian Isley, comedian extraordinaire, asking you guys to download Logo, the Isley album, and Uno, the One Take album. I have 3 albums. They're all on Spotify. They're all on iTunes. They're all on Tidal. Streaming well right now, but I need more support. I need you guys to go and download these albums, man. Download Logo, Laugh or Get Offended. Download the Isley album and download Uno, the One Take album. And they are available where you stream all your music. They're hilarious because I made them. So download these albums today and get your laugh on.
I'ma have to tie up my Nikes for this one. I'ma go for like a quadruple double. We playing the game to win, and greatness come from within. The only time you lose if you only never begin. Gotta be like the shoes and just do it. The clock is winding down, so now shoot it. If fortune favors the bold, that's why I keep on just winning. If timing is just the essence, then I'ma keep on just spending. I'm worth a couple of bucks, shout out to Antetokounmpo. Dropping them b-ball facts that's seeping into your bloopers. Advising like Tony Kukoc, Drew getting into it mucho. Directing all these plays like my name was Tony Russo. Ballin', that's how we do, so I'm going in for the win. Penetrate the lane like we way back in 2010. I'm stomping straight in my Timbs. The basics just like I'm Tim. I'm dunking on you haters. A poster is where you live. It's magic all in my wrist. That Curry, we going swish. It's showtime like the 80s. Basketball is where we live. I'm highly gifted and skilled. I'm going in for the kill. The game is on the line. Remember, hey, yo, what's the deal? Pass it to Brian Isley. I bet he probably surprised me. High IQ basketball is the show and it's not a hobby. We playing the game to win, and greatness come from within. The only time you lose if you only never begin. Gotta be like the shoes and just do it. The clock is winding down, so now shoot it. We playing the game to win, and greatness come from within. The only time you lose if you only never begin. Gotta be like the shoes and just do it. The clock is winding down.
This has been a Drop Tent Media production.